Okay, my name's geoffreykgreig. I'm doing this video on why I don't use written training material. I've been training seniors how to use computers for about, well over 10 years. And when I first started doing it, I used to do lots of written training material. Okay, examples of the sort of training material I would do would be material like this initially. And what I do is write up the notes, okay, and then either give it to the people or let them have access to it via a web page. And I found that nobody read it, or next to nobody read it. Okay, so why didn't anybody read it? Okay, so why? Okay, so I started looking around. So I found this particular thing by the Australian Bureau of Statistics study, and I found this particular item here. I'll put a link to this underneath here. And I found out there's all this background information. I found out that they'd done a study on, the Australian Bureau of Statistics have done this study because of the modern economy is marked with an increased demand for information processing skills and other high-level cognitive interpersonal skills. The availability and appropriate use of these skills is essential to continuing economic growth and productivity. Right. So what they did is they did a study. This study was done. We go back in 2011-12 somewhere. Okay, yeah, 2011-12. Okay, all right. They did a study prior to that, which I got some information on. They've also done this study. When I researched this study, I found that that if I just scroll down here to show you a little bit on age, I'll come back to this bit. Okay. That basically, looking at these figures here, that about 40% of people do not have the reading capability or literacy ability, which is basically reading, of being to be able to live in a modern society. And by that, I mean being able to, for example, follow directions of how to use a computer. All right. Okay. This is where it says here, for example, for younger women and literacy, and anyway, this graph at the bottom here shows you for the people in the over 65 age group, right, less than 30% of them have the ability to be able to read material and use that material to learn how to use a computer. And when you think of it, this is all pretty logical, because if that was the case, if people could just read how to use a computer and how to use technology, they wouldn't need to come and do training courses, just read a book on how to do it. Okay, so they obviously have to come to a course. But I found in doing these courses, if I write the material, no one will read it. I found out why. One of the reasons why is because people don't have the reading ability to be able to do that. By the way, that doesn't mean that people aren't able to read. What that means is they don't have the cognitive ability to interpret what they read in being able to use that to learn how to use technology. By the way, in addition to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, there's also an OECD study on the skills outlook for 2017, which is worthwhile reading. I'll put a link to that in this website. So what did I do about this? So first thing I started to do is I started to improve my training material notes. Okay. For example, I added more photos to it. Didn't make any difference. People still didn't read it. Okay. So the next thing I started to do was actually, rather than doing that, I had the training notes and I'd have links to YouTube videos. Lots of YouTube videos. Here's some training course I did where I've got links to YouTube videos. Once again, not many people, more people watched it, but some people didn't. I even, during that period of time, was involved with Broadband for Seniors and did a webinar for them on how to make videos for training. So it's all very good making the videos for training, but unless people actually watch them, there ain't much good. Okay. All right. So what did I do next? Okay. The next thing I did, whoops, going back to this one. Next thing I did was, okay, I found the best videos are for students that are actually doing it. So rather than creating videos and then just of when I'm in a training course, rather than creating a video and then saying, after you've done this training course, watch this video to help you out, I found it was better because I found a video somewhere else that basically said that the best people to teach something are the people that have just learned how to do it. Now, who's only just learned how to do something? The people who have only just learned how to do something are the people that have just learned it. In the case of our training, this is our training people, right? So you've taught them how to do something. So rather than then having to look up notes or watch a video on how to do it, ask them explain to you how to do it and record a video of it. So how do you go about doing that? All right. So I'll explain something about that. But what I've done, I've gone one step further. What I do now is I actually do the training online. Now to show you, this is a training course that I did some time ago. Going back, by the way, here's my original training course material where it was written. This is taking exactly the same information, right? And this is a video that was produced whilst the person was learning that exact same thing. So I'll play part of the video to show you what it looks like. Effectively use
a window vertical and horizontal scroll bar.
Use a vertical and horizontal scroll bars to see all the information in a window. I'll play, sorry. Press pause, play it again. Okay, righty-o. Now, I'm going to have to move something around a little bit here. Well, I'll do that so I can see it a little bit better. Okay, that's better. Now I can see the whole thing. Righty-o. What we're going to do is, you're aware of the scroll bar, are you? The scroll bar on the right?
Yeah, there's one that's on the right. It shows two arrows that go up and down here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you put the pointer on that, point at it, and that's the up one. So if you click on that once, the up, what happens?
It goes back.
It goes. So you'll notice this is a situation where I'm actually running a training course, right? And in this particular case, I wasn't in the same location as the person who was doing it remotely, but it could be done in the classroom. So while I'm doing it, all this has been recorded. It's been recorded directly onto YouTube. I'll explain a little about that later on. So I'm explaining how to do something and then telling the person what to do, and they're following what I'm telling them what to do. And the advantage is it's being recorded. The screen scrolls down, but how far does it move?
It's one at a time, yeah. It goes back.
It goes actually about, it's a setting that can set it. It moves about 4 lines at a time. That's going that way. How do you move the opposite way?
Go to the bottom one.
Have a go at that one.
Okay, so
there we are. That's basically how I do the type of videos that I do now. Rather than having a video which is just generic, what I do is when I'm doing the training, I show the people how to do it, and we're creating the videos we're going along. There's a number of advantages of this. The first advantage of it is that they can go back and watch this video time and time and time again. They can replay it over and over and over again. The other advantage is that I don't have to create the video. I don't have to write any training notes. I don't have to sit down and work out how to do all this sort of thing. All right? It's all done for me as I'm going along. And by the way, as soon as it's finished, the instant that I say, rightio, let's finish the video, it's available on YouTube. Okay, how do I do all that? All right, so this is it. This entire video, this video that I'm doing now is actually done live. I'm actually sitting in my lounge room at the moment, talking and bringing up these videos and bringing up these web pages, and it's actually being recorded onto YouTube. I could actually show you, but I won't, that I can show the beginning of this video as I'm recording it. I use a thing called Google Hangout on Air and its screen sharing function. That's what I'm using to do it. Okay? The advantage is it's completely free. All right. Why have I got that? It's completely free. There it is. That's the Google Hangout. This is a live event that I'm in at the moment. It's a completely free function, cost you nothing. You can have unlimited number of videos for unlimited length of time, and away you go. The function I'm using to do this, as I said, is called screen sharing, and I'm actually sharing my screen at the moment. To show you an example how I am sharing the screen, if I actually go back here, that's the screen I'm sharing, and it's this function here which allows me to share the screen. I'm now sharing the screen that's doing the that started this whole thing off, so that's why it's showing a screen within screen within screen within screen. Anyway, if you want to know some more details about that, I will produce another. I'm willing to hand that, give that information to anybody that wants to know about it. Okay, so that's basically it. That's why I don't provide written training material, because it takes too long to write. A, B, nobody reads it, and C, it's a picture. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then a moving video must be worth 1,000,000 words. People can actually see what's being done, as example in that video I showed before. Probably not a good example. I probably could show some more. And by the way, you can do this with multiple people in a class. That was the case. I was doing it with one person. I can do it with multiple people. Okay, so that's training. No more training notes. All done just with videos. That's what I've done for the last couple of years, and I find it to be far, far, far more successful. All right, if you've got any questions about this, talk to me on Facebook, or you can email me. If you go to the links at the bottom of this, I'll have a link to my, you can go contact me there on my YouTube account, or via Facebook, or via email address. Okay, that's basically it. Just to show you how I switch all this off, I just click on stop broadcast.